not a game developer. I'm a full-time real estate agent. I'm not locked into that 9 to 5. I can make my own schedule. I'm originally from Chicago. I came down here to Phoenix. I love this area. I can see the beauty of this world and think about life. I met Jason and Melanie at a personal training and development program, and we got to be really great friends.
Brian is very creative, very entrepreneurial, very free-spirited.
Just super fun to work with. Just wants to have a good time.
We went to Vegas and we went to this virtual reality arcade. From that moment, he was hooked.
Brian came back to me wanting to open up a virtual reality arcade. And I was like, that sounds horrible. I'm like, well, what do you really want to do? He's like, I want to make a game. I'm like, that's what you should do.
We were at a red light on our way home one night, and he looked at me and he said, what if you were a traffic cop and you're standing in the intersection and you're directing traffic?
I saw all of the intersection come to life, and I'm like, this is a perfect 360-degree environment that's just calling for VR.
About an hour later, he comes over and is like, this is actually a really good idea. Let's start creating the game. And that's where Traffic Cop was born.
We met every Monday at a local bar.
I would bring a notebook and we would draw out different scenes of the game to explain the logic and how we wanted things to work.
And I would say, what are you gonna do next? What's your next action? Tell everybody, and then you'll find the right people.
That's how we got connected with Harrison and the Wade and Kane Studios.
Harrison came to me and was like, some guy wants to make a game about a traffic cop. And then all of a sudden, he was in our office, like, being serious about it.
When Brian came to us with this idea, it didn't really make sense, which is why it was a great idea.
People would always ask, like, what kind of traffic cop is this? We're like, not a good one.
As you go through the game, it starts out with one lane that you're directing through to get you used to the controls, and then we open up the lanes as you go along.
4 lanes, 4 lanes, 4 lanes, 4 lanes. And it's amazing how difficult it can get really quickly.
People here are not very patient.
One of the elements that I really love about VR is that you feel like things are actually happening to you.
When drivers get upset, they throw objects at you. And as a traffic cop, you can catch the items, throw them back at the drivers, and they crash into like fire hydrants and they explode.
I love what Devin did with the artwork and how the drivers will go by you and just kind of throw their hand up and just give you this nasty look.
I chose the 1950s because that made sense to have a traffic cop in the middle of an intersection.
Because we don't have really traffic cops now, and then you gotta have the old cars and the old buildings and the city.
We are very good at honing in on a specific art style and staying true to that throughout the entire development of a project.
We definitely need to be stylized. We want a quirky, we want a ridiculous feel.
Halfway through the development, we realized, like, you know, Brian, we need something else. We got to spice it up.
One of my jobs when I was 16 working at a video arcade, and the good games always had bonus rounds. So I'm like, you gotta have bonus rounds.
1950s UFOs that are coming at you, shooting slime blobs at you.
And then he came up with the ducks, the slingshots.
You have to defend the town from an alien attack and gigantic birds. It was just a lot of fun.
He's always adding these ridiculous ideas, so it's always us like cracking the whip on him, saying like, no.
Why don't I have T-Rexes coming through the intersection? A lot of people had to bring me down to earth and ground me.
Well done, cadets. You're a natural.
I'm not a gamer. I barely play video games. I'm creative, and I love new things.
Just being curious, I found out a lot about virtual reality. You sell 1 copy, you sell 100,000 copies, doesn't matter. This experience of building it is gonna be so much fun.
Don't be stopped by the fear that's in your head, because the fear creates doubt, and then it kills off your dreams. Take action in face of that fear. Make the uncomfortable the new comfortable.